phenomenon that we have researched a lot. It is shown in GPS. It is shown in the half-lake heating experiment, where scientists put cesium-based atomic clocks on airplanes to see if time dilation exists in speed as well. And the experiment showed that the clocks that are going in speed are actually slower than the clocks that are on Earth. So we can theoretically say that they are more ahead, we can say, that they have traveled farther in time in a shorter distance of time. And I can say that it is mathematically proven that this is a real physical property that objects can experience.
Okay, that's all.
Yes.
Quantum physics shows tiny negative energies does exist, but only in microscopic, like lab scale effects. And doing that for the whole universe would, like, we don't have enough energy for that. And one of the most concrete evidence that we have so far is that we have zero experimental evidence of time travel being possible. No wormholes, no cosmic strings, and there's been no time travelers. We know that experiment that Stephen Hawking did where he created a party and sent invitations, but only in the future. And if time travel is possible to the past, then the visitors would have showed up. So that absence is a powerful statement. And I also think that time traveling into the future would just require unimaginable energy. It's so hard to deal with the radiation that time dilation will cause, so it's not possible. And it's technology that is beyond anything that humans could realistically build. So, so called future time travel is practically impossible as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ma'am, I'm also against.
You can speak. Start.
Almost all my points are like Anand's were like the same.
What's
Uh, yes, ma'am. So I'm against that time travel could ever be possible. My one of my first ideas is the time travel paradox or the grandfather paradox. If we go back in the past and change something, it creates small ripples in the timeline. Whatever happens, small ripples can lead to big change in our real life. For example, if someone goes back and kills like Hitler when he was a kid, the our whole timeline of World War II could be changed. Another point is the energy requirements. Uh, for to go back in time or to change or to go ahead in time, it take large amounts of energy, which our current physics cannot manage.
Pro, and I
yeah.
pro, so I am pro for this time travel. Time travel, I support it. So I believe that it's possible because, like Einstein, number one, he said the time is not constant, which means we can move through time. It's possible. It can bend and stretch. And number two, his theory about wormholes. If they can they bend and connect 2 points in space time, which means they could not only act as portals for space, but maybe time. So we could uh, mathematically try to use a wormhole for time travel. If they do it,
Okay.
guaranteed a wormhole exists. Or possibly black holes could also be an option, though you probably die before you time travel.
I don't have a
Yes.
reason, but I
Go
know
ahead.
it can be.
It can
I
be
don't
true.
have a
Can you
reason.
think of any points that it
Miss,
can be possible?
I believe because some scientists they have discovered fourth dimension at the time,
Okay.
so we can't
So,
change it.
okay. So your point is if we can move through the other three dimensions, we can also move through the fourth dimension. Is it your
Yeah,
point?
yeah.
Okay.
Uh, One of the reasons I think that time travel cannot be possible is because of the time travel paradox, or the because uh, our timeline would not have stability if time travel were to ever be possible. If someone goes back and changes the time, it could create small ripples, as I pointed out earlier. These ripples can lead to big changes, which can lead to real life big consequences in our world. Like, as I gave the example of Hitler, I'll give the example of myself. If I go back in time and accidentally kill myself, what would happen? How would I get back? How would I kill myself again? uh, the question lies. That's why I think that we time travel is not possible.
Evidence is about wormholes yet.
Yeah.
So how can you support this statement that you said? How will you justify the statement? With help of wormholes and black holes, time travel is possible. Can you justify your statement?
Mm, black holes were like theoretically and mathematically proven before they were actually discovered, so it's likely that a wormhole could exist because it's mathematically and physically quite similar to a black hole. The
Okay, so what is it with respect to time travel?
Well, a wormhole could work kind of like a portal in space-time. But and according to Einstein, time is not constant, so it can be bent and stretched. So if a wormhole could bend and stretch through time, it could space, it could possibly do that for time, just like how a black hole can cause time dilation around the black hole can happen a lot. So similar to that, we could have a possible it could be possible that wormholes could also time tra- be capable of time travel.
Okay, I'll come
And
back to you after
also
some time. Okay,
what
yes.
and
Your
also
voice is breaking.
time travel time travel to the future, which means it isn't unlikely that we could time travel back to the past. And lastly, think about how we've come so far. Like imagine that back in the 1600s, you tell someone about an aeroplane, they won't know what you're talking about. They will think it's magic. If someone from the future came and talked to us now, we wouldn't be able to fathom what they have. So it is very possible. We don't even know a drop of what's out there. It's possible. Basically, time travel could create paradoxes, but the thing is, there are no laws against time travel, meaning that possibly we could have rules and regulations if time travel becomes possible and readily available. We could have rules, and there are no outward rules that say time travel is illegal, which means if it's not illegal, that means it's theoretical, which means there is room, we can try soon, probably not very soon.
Who are, time travelers. What about that? People who claim that they are time travelers. What is the supporting statement that they are, okay, Brian is saying that they are mental with his action. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
I
Can
never
you
stated
support?
that. Ma'am, I never stated that there are people who have
No,
claimed
not
majority.
you,
My
Nivein,
point
not
was,
you, not you,
Now,
not you. I'm talking to Anan.
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Anan.
So imagine if you were a time traveler, okay, and you decide to travel back into time, okay, where would you want to go? Even if there are people claiming right now they've spotted things from the future, or people who claim to be travelers, would time travelers really come back to this point of time? That's very it's not very a recognizable moment of history. They would more likely want to go to more historic events, like the, as I mentioned before, the Stephen Hawking, the party, or just any other more recognizable and something that would make it more known. If a time traveler came to, for example, my house, and they're claiming to be a time traveler, and I record them, no one's going to believe me. And I think because the sightings that people have claimed to see, I think they're all fake. There's a lot of misinformation being spread on the internet, not just the internet, on newspapers, on any form of information that you receive.
Media.
There's always a that it's a piece of misinformation. So we shouldn't believe everything that we see. And if, for example, and another thing is that these evidences, they don't come with any proof at all. It's just some people claiming that this person is a time traveler or this object is from the future with no evidence at all. So it's very difficult to believe. So I think that justifies my point of view.
How?
Nice. Well, in the special theory of relativity, as I said before, there is time dilation, which could allow us to theoretically go into the future, which technically is part of time traveling in one direction, as I said. And we have experiments showing that this is actually a known phenomenon and that it is possible. As I said before, the Hafele Keating experiment, the time dilation of GPS satellites are all proof of this time dilation working in space and in our world.
Okay. So time traveling and time dilation. Two are different things. Okay. Now
And
justify.
those two are different things. Time travel is, well, going for in a different place in time, and time dilation could be a mathematical tool which can help us to actually achieve what we can do in time travel, is what I'm trying to explain over here.
Not enough justify. You have time. 2 more minutes.
Well, as you can see, in Einstein's theories, you can see space and time curving itself, which means that time could theoretically curve itself. And there are actually theories out there that are claiming for that. They're called closed time loops, which can show the arrow of time literally bending in on itself, which can cause us to believe that time travel is true, both in future
Okay.
and in past.
Okay. So this is your another point. Not justifying about special theory of relativity. I'll add that point. Think about it. Okay. Now let's move forward to the round. Next round. Okay. Participants can cross question each other's points. Anybody has anything to ask to the other person? Yeah. Yeah. So Anan has raised his hand. Who do you want to question, Anan? No,
Yes,
not
no
the
problem.
audience, only the participants.
I just want to
Yes, yes,
question
Anan.
Brian. So he went on and on about
Okay. Does anyone else also wants to ask any questions to Brian? Shanaya, Nivein, or Amaar? Do you have any questions to ask to Brian? Yes, Brian.
Yeah, this is a question to Anan. He said
Okay.
about all that there are explanations for it that we can travel back to the past, such as the many worlds theory. That, let's say you killed your grandfather, instead of continuing on that same timeline, you would just make a new timeline where your grandfather is dead, but you wouldn't change your original timeline.
So
Your grandfather's dead and you never came. You wouldn't fundamentally change your original timeline. You would rather be creating new branching timelines.
a branching timeline where you don't exist, but you
For
somehow.
example, in this universe, the causality is still broken. So what you're doing is effectively you're just avoiding the grandfather paradox. You're not preventing it. So like this original timeline that we're in will still have those paradoxes. It'll still have those contradictions. So you're basically saying that time travel is not possible in this universe, but it's maybe possible in another timeline. And and that just means it just makes time travel kind of meaningless because um, it doesn't killing your grandfather here won't affect anything. So if it just affects something in another timeline or another universe, what's the point of time traveling in this universe anyway if it doesn't change anything?
Yes, Brian.
Like time travel is number one, if it is invented, it'll probably be quite expensive, which means it won't be as readily available as it's first invented. Number two, governments will change rules accordingly, which means there might be regulations to time travel, regulations which prevent you from killing or from altering timelines significantly. And
So
what
you are
time travel is like
already
a public
assuming that
is
it is
what is
possible.
the thing we use to time travel is like a public device. So it's not private. We can't just do whatever we want with it. We could make rules. Governments could make regulations like you can't murder people. You can't change the timeline too much, etc. Which means number one, if time travel is invented, at first it won't be very readily available, and it'll probably be a something accessible to the public as a government thing. Number two is that governments and governments and other uh, what is it what's it and other industries and all could possibly come up with rules. And if time travel ends up too bad, it might just become illegal over time. It's not there could be regulations. It's not gonna the people are the governments and all are not just gonna say, yeah, just do whatever you want with it. No, they would probably make rules about it. And even it and it is also possible for a multiverse, which is also possible. And if you time travel, it's not like the main goal of time travel is to alter the past. So yeah, even if yeah, it does make a separate timeline, there is still a point because it's to understand, not change stuff.
To prevent paradoxes. But how does that stop anything? People always, not always, like crime still exists in this world, and if somebody does not follow these rules made by the government, then that paradox would still take place. So there's many people in this world, okay, and at least I know at least a few of them will want to try and do something like that in the future. um, if time travel is possible to the past, it won't really stop people from going back and it won't really stop people from going back and doing these kind of paradoxes, and it still creates a massive issue. So um, it doesn't really make sense that way. So I just in my point is that it's just not possible in the first place. So if even if time travel is possible, it'll still create paradoxes, which is not allowed in physics, in the laws of physics.
No, and there are also 8 billion people in this world. Is last line uh, our uh, our idea is to learn, not change. It, all the 8 billion people in this world might not share the same thought.
what Anand's saying is that he is assuming that people would have access to time travel in the first place, which I think is completely unrealistic. And to think that they would even come to our time,
Again. Sorry to interrupt, Brian. That idea was basically from Nivein. So,
Nivain and
yeah,
Anand together.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So,
Nivein was talking for it and Anan was talking against it.
yeah, just to correct Nivain and you know, just
Yeah.
to
So
get my
you have
point
chosen
across,
for it. So don't
just to get my
confuse, get
own point
confused.
across, to get things
Yeah.
straight. The people would even have access to time travel, and even if they did, to think that they try and time travel back to our timeline or to the past timelines just to mess with us is completely irrational to think. Besides, time travel, it could be possible in the future, but people could not have the technology to use it. I mean, if you look at the past, you'd think that people couldn't fly. But today, you can see airplanes exist. Time travel could be like that, except it will never come to us. It is just sitting there in the closet, waiting to be used, but will never be used. So, we are trying to
Lot
prove
of
that time travel is possible in physics, not that it can be used.
Nothing. Sorry, I missed anything.
My closing statement is to say uh, that I still believe in my point of time travel, but to people that say that we haven't seen time travel or time travelers, I would say to that my point still stands that time travel is possible, but maybe we could never reach it. We can never technologically ascend to that level of manipulating the universe and time itself. We could never possibly ascend it or even see it maybe in our lives. We can only imagine it in science fiction. It could be there in the universe, as stated in math. It is mathematically proven in many experiments, in Einstein's findings, and in the findings of many others out there. It is proven
of course.
mathematically, and that is the proof that I need that time travel is possible, not that time travel is usable.
Number one, we've already gotten proof that it can that we can time travel to the future, so we can do it in the past too. Number two, think about how if we talk to someone from the 1600s, they'd think we're crazy for talking about aeroplanes and phones. So just like that, someone from the future could have time travel, and we think they're crazy. And lastly, for me, I believe that if we do get it, it won't be a readily available thing. So these paradoxes probably won't be something we need to worry about that much. So that's all from me.
Is um making our timeline unstable if time travel ever exists. And another reason is the energy requirement, uh, which is like extremely used, so nothing our current physics can ever reach.
All my points. I think that the overwhelming evidence, weight of evidence from physics itself, it strongly suggests that time travel is it's fundamentally physically impossible. My points, such as the one that requires excess amounts of energy and also negative energy, which no one combated against, it just shows that it's just too extreme to be possible within the realms of physics. So I think that it's not an invention that's going to be discovered, neither does it exist. It's just a concept that exists within science fiction, which is unsupported in all ways by the laws of physics and nature.
So who wants to hear
Yes,
it first?
Anna Moons is that's my first guess.
Me.
What?
Miss,
Good.
can I see mine?
Yes, Amar?
Miss, I think we are doing a little bit of time travel. Like,
Yes, you can
like,
say.
like when you're going to countries, different countries. Like, imagine you're from Dubai and you're going to Japan. Like, you're going
Okay.
to the future. But
Okay.
you're kind of doing a time travel.
Okay. So that
It's
time
Jet lag.
traveling is different time zones. That's not actually time traveling. Okay? You can call it as time traveling. Okay, you're going to one time zone from one time zone to different time zone. That's all. Okay, Amar. So even now I am time traveling towards you. Is it so? You are in Qatar and
Yes.
I'm in India. Is it so?
Yes. Is it like is it only a little bit of time travel?
No, no, you can't say like that. No. Okay.
Okay.
It's like now you are in fourth standard, you're going to your second standard or your 10th standard. That age or that period of time. Okay? Understood? Not
Okay.
different times. You assumed that time travel is possible and you jumped forward to the governments. So you had to justify it first that time travel is possible. Then you can say that if it is possible, then what are the consequences? Understood? Fine?
Okay.
Yeah, that is one positive and negative together. Your point was valid enough. So if even the one point you said was very correct, even if it is creating paradoxes, so it is still supported by physics, right? It's still possible to time travel. So that point was correct. So yeah, that's exactly what you had to justify, and you justified. And yes, next, who wants to hear? Let's move forward with Nivein. Okay, Nivein, done. Shanaya, you didn't actually explain about the paradoxes. Brian questioned you. Okay, so justification wasn't completely justified. You know, your statements were very good. All the points were very good. Time loops and all. Nobody mentioned it before you. And yeah, government might misuse it. That's also a valid point. Okay. So the justification round, you have to see whenever you prepare, all of you from the next class, you prepare one sentence for the first, like small sentences for the first round, and keep the explanation and scientific evidences and justifications for the next round. Okay, so like keep it in an order. Don't, talk about all of your points in the first round itself. You can talk about all of your points, but explain it in a very deeper manner in the second round. Am I clear to you? And keep some part of the explanations for the third round also, so that you will have enough points to talk about. Okay, understood? Yes. And
Yes.
next, Anan, no evidences, and your points were really good. Thermodynamic laws. Do you know what kind of law is it? You talked about disorderliness. What is the disorderliness called?
Entropy.
As
Entropy.
entropy. Yes. And talked about negative energy. That was good. And causality, main point. Cause before effect is not possible. Then about brine. STR is an observational thing. Yes, you're correct that we are, anybody who is traveling, away from the gravity's effect, like if we are traveling aboard on ISS, everyone is ahead of us in time with respect to seconds also. They are in future. They age very little percentage, but still it is valid enough. So that is exactly a proof for time traveling, but you cannot include special theory of relativity here. You can only include the speed of light here. Okay? Special theory of relativity, time dilation, and all depends upon the observer and what we are observing. So that's why I was keeping on asking you. Repeat, try to explain it more. I know you guys know the answer. Fine. So STR, yes, time dilation is a atomic clock point was very good. Nobody mentioned it. So yes, that was a very good point. Many world interpretation cross questioning was very good. And yes, you justified yourself. Fine. And anything else you want to ask? Share? Any questions?
No, miss.
That is how curiosity actually spikes, right? If we could travel through all the three dimensions that we can see, why not the fourth one? That is a good curiosity. That's the same curiosity that even Einstein had, right? So yes, and the wormhole thing, we have the mathematical proof. So if we have a mathematical proof, that means we are lacking with the observational evidences. We don't have that much energy to create a wormhole as of now. That's all. Fine. So